Amazon founder Jeff Bezos has become the latest corporate leader to warn about the state of the economy, cautioning that rougher times are likely ahead. Jeff Bezos is warning Americans to brace for recession. In a tweet posted Tuesday evening, the Amazon founder wrote, "Yep, the probabilities in this economy tells you to batten down the hatches." Bezos' comments came in response to a CNBC video clip of the Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon. In an interview on Squawk Box yesterday, he said there's a good chance a recession could happen soon. Solomon, the head of the Wall Street financial giant, said it's time for both corporate leaders and investors to understand the risks building up and to prepare accordingly. Solomon spoke after his firm had just posted quarterly earnings results that beat Wall Street estimates. Yet he said a recession could be looming as the economy deals with persistently high inflation and a Federal Reserve trying to lower prices through a series of aggressive interest rate increases. "I think you have to expect that there's more volatility on the horizon," Solomon said. "Now, that doesn't mean for sure that we have a really difficult economic scenario. But on the distribution of outcomes, there's a good chance that we have a recession in the United States." Fed officials have also been warning that a recession is possible as a result of the monetary policy tightening, though they hope to avoid a downturn. Policymakers in September estimated that gross domestic product would grow just 0.2% in 2022 and rebound in 2023, but to only 1.2%. GDP contracted in both the first and second quarters this year, meeting a commonly held definition of a recession. JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon has been warning of troubles ahead, saying recently that the situation is very, very serious and that the US could slip into recession in the next 6 months. However, Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan told CNBC on Monday that credit card data and related information show that consumer spending has held up. "In the current environment, the consumer is quite good and strong," he said on closing bell. Moynihan acknowledged that the Fed's efforts could slow the economy, but noted that the consumer's hanging in there. As the U.S. central bank raises interest rates to fight rising prices, many economists expect further slowdown. The drumbeat of concern recently forced U.S. President Joe Biden to address the issue. In an interview last week, he said, "I don't think there will be a recession. If it is, it'll be a very slight recession." The U.S. housing sector, which accounts for about 15% of the economy by some estimates, has already slowed sharply, as borrowing costs approach 7%, the highest rate since 2002, prompting job cuts at banks and other property firms. In updates to investors in recent days, bosses at the biggest U.S. banks warned of darker days ahead. "In my conversations with CEOs, they tell me they are rethinking business opportunities and would like to see more certainty before committing to longer-term plans," Goldman Sachs boss David Solomon said. Jamie Dimon at JP Morgan, who has previously warned of a hurricane ahead, said consumers would likely run through the cushion in their bank accounts by the middle of next year. Amazon, which will update investors later this month, has also been grappling with a slowdown in its e-commerce business. It has slowed hiring and said it is working to cut expenses.